What's good, YouTube? Back here with another video, and man, do I got something in store for you today. We got a super dope transformation haircut we're doing. My client has been woofing for a good minute. He ain't got a cut in a long time. You know, I was in Afghanistan for a little bit, and he had came, I want to say like 3 or 4 months before I even left for Afghanistan. So it's been a good minute since he got a haircut. But anyways, we're knocking down the bulk. I have a number 4 guard on right now, and I'm just kind of going with the grain in the direction of which his waves used to be. But anyway, like I was saying, number 4 guard with the grain, just knocking down the bulk so I can kind of see what I'm working with here. And after I knock down the bulk, I take the comb and I'm just directionalizing the hair, trying to get them 360 waves back. Trying to get this boy swimming again, you know, trying to get that Michael Phelps on. So just combing the hair. Then after I comb out the hair, I grab the number 2 guard and I just start leveling out all that hair. And this is going to be the final guard we're going to use with the grain, just knocking down that hair to a 2. And as we progress in the video and with the haircut, you'll start to see where the waves used to be. They're not as deep as they were before, but they're still there. They're still there under all that hair, and I promise you he's gonna get them back. I'm laying down some hairspray right now, and using the coarse side of the brush right now and just brushing out the hair, getting it all laid down properly all the way around the hair, because 360 waves is what we're shooting for. So after I use the coarse side, I flip the brush over and use the soft side, the soft bristles on the hair, on the brush to brush down the hair. Now we're gonna go ahead and get that nape tape knocked out right here, and it's gonna be a bald nape tape. And we're just gonna make our initial guideline with our retro T-cuts. These retro T-cuts have been like fire. I do like the Andis Slimline Pros, but I'm working with these right now. I want to get the cordless Andis TL liners, but eventually we get there. But anyway, I have the half guard on right now. We're making our initial guideline, knocking down everything and making sure that it's all consistent. Took the guard off, and now we're just opening the lever, raising that fade up to where the half guard cut all the hair off here. And just stay consistent with your process, man. Like any hair is gonna require the same process, and that is, you know, it could be straight hair, coarse hair. Like I always say, it doesn't matter. You know, you follow the process in your fade, and you're gonna put out butter. But right now we just use the 1 guard to make another guideline, and we're gonna take the half guard after we do the 1 guard and just lever play with the lever, open it up little by little, and just start raising that fade up. Doing this haircut was extremely fun. You know, I love transformation haircuts because like you can actually see like the capabilities that you have in cutting hair, and what you can do and how you can change lives and transform, you know, a person's image. And it's just amazing, you know, to be able to do those types of haircuts. But anyways, got the 1.5 guard on. We made that other guideline that we just did here. Now put the 1 guard back on, and we're just lever playing and just knocking out the line that we just made. You want to constantly be brushing the hair. That is one thing that is necessary. Is with coarse hair, curly hair, you want to make sure that you're brushing that hair down so you can kind of see where your lines are, where you need a fade, where the dark spots are at. So I'm constantly brushing the hair and making sure that I see what I need to see. This ain't no bird box challenge. You know, you need to see the canvas that you're cutting. So right now I got that 2 guard on, and we're just knocking out the bulk there, as you can see, just constantly knocking it down. I got the 2 guard and I flipped it over, and I'm going with the grain to soften it up even more as much as I can. And then I get that 1.5 guard, and we're just gonna lever play. I'm gonna be using the lever a lot with this area, and just constantly knocking down any dark spots I see, constantly brushing. Just make sure that you detail every bit of your haircut. Make sure that you are not leaving dark spots, dark lines, nothing like that. You know, you want to make sure that you're putting out nothing but quality work for your clientele. And right here I have the 1.5 guard on there now, and I'm just softening it up as much as I possibly can. I used the 2 guard earlier, like you've seen, and now I'm using the 1.5 to soften it up even more. And then after I take this 1.5 and go with the grain, I grab that 2 guard again, and I slightly open the lever just a little bit, and we're just gonna start cutting and pulling off the head, basically flicking that area and flicking out that bulk. And this is just coming out just phenomenally right now. And right now the haircut is not fully coming together yet. For me, I feel like the edge of this portion right here is what brings that taper out, which brings your blend out. It like highlights your fade and just it like makes it pop even more than it already does. And the edge up is a crucial part of the haircut for me. That's one thing I love is edge ups. Like they just crispy lines and just making that fade pop. But anyways, we're gonna do a high tape on the temple area, and I'm making my initial guidelines with the retro T-cuts here. Then I take my clippers and I open the lever halfway. As you can see in the video, I'm bouncing back and forth between the seniors, the cordless seniors, and the magic clips, and that's just, I don't know why I do that. They're just there, so I just kind of bounce back and forth. But anyway, lever play. After we make that guideline with the lever open, which is like a half guard basically, and we're just gonna lever play and knock out the line and start fading up. Then I take that one guard, throw that on there, and we're just following the process. Trust the process, and then you're gonna see that blurry blend that you're looking for. And on my client, I'm stretching out the skin so I can see every bit of dark spots that are just hanging around. You don't want them to be hanging around. You want to knock them out. So that's what we're doing here. And as you can see right here, I'm using the left corner of the blade, and I'm detailing right here. Lever's closed, and I'm just detailing those dark spots out, because you don't want those to just be there. You want to make sure that your blend is nice and blurry. And right now we have the 2 guard on there, and I'm just fading up that bulk. You can see that heavy bulk right now, and that is what we're trying to knock out. So after I take that 2 guard to go back to the 1.5 guard, and I detail with that just like I did with the 1 guard previously. And you use that corner of the blade, and it's technically like point cutting with shears. So you're just using that corner, bouncing in and out, and you're basically point cutting with the corner of the blade. I heard that from another barber. I'm not too sure what barber had told me that, but it made sense to me, after he used that reference, point cutting. But anyways, we have the 1.5 guard, and we're going with the grain above the ear, knocking out that bulk, and just trying to make everything as come together as much as possible. So I got that 1.5 guard and just knocking down all that bulk. And as you can see here, it's coming together nice. And now we're gonna go ahead and blend in that beard area. My client wants the beard, so but blending that in right there. Then after we do that, I'm gonna go ahead and edge up the left side of the beard and above the ear. For me, there's no sense of waiting on edging up this side. I already have, this side of the head I'm working on, so may as well just knock out that edge up on the left side of the beard, the back side of the beard, and above the ear. And it just, saves time with the haircuts. You're already on this side, you may as well work that side already. But I wait to do the front edge up, because that is something that I want to focus on. Like primarily, I don't want it to be like a secondary focus. But on this side, you already have your blends on the taper on the neck. You already have your taper in the temple area, and you may as well just make sure that it all is cohesive and connects together and flows. And I just want you to take these little tidbits and try to incorporate it into your system of cutting hair, into your process, and let me know how it works, man. These videos are to help people out, to help people learn, to help people get more information than they already have. Just learning. Learning is key always in any industry, and any job, any career field. Learning is always key. Now I'm edging up the nape tape area, because I already have my trimmers, and I'm already intending to use my trimmers to do this initial guideline right here for the high taper on the right side. So I already had the tool out, and there's no sense in reworking an area, so I already just edged up the nape tape and made my initial guideline at the same time. Time management is key, especially when you have a booked schedule and you got appointments back to back to back. You want to make sure that your time management skills are on point, because you don't want to take too long on a haircut and delay your next haircut. It just throws off your entire day. People who make appointments for a reason, and that is because they themselves are trying to manage their time to the best of their ability as well. So this side of the haircut, this side of the taper, I sped up a lot because I already went over the step by step on the left side. So this side, you know, is same steps. Trust the process, and you will see nothing but blurry haircuts come out. Everything is going to be blended when you detail, when you follow your procedure, your process, your steps. And just pay attention to the little things, you know, any little dark spots you see. You know, some barbers, you know, may be lazy, and when it comes to time management, they may be just knocking out fades just quick and that's not the type of barber I strive to be. Most of my appointment slots I book between 45 minutes to an hour because I take time with each and every client. I edge up, I use the razor, I make sure that the client knows that I am there, and that time slot is specifically for them. It's not going to be rushed, and it's going to be quality service every time, and that is something that every barber should focus on if you are actually taking pride in your craft and this is a passion of yours. You know, take care of your clients, man. And right now I'm just edging up the right side of the beard. I already faded in the beard already, and we're just taking those retro T-cuts and just making it crispy. I do apologize, I did not get in this video the beard area of the edge up, and I forget why I didn't get the beard area. No, I remember. All right, we got really deep in a conversation about something. I forget what it was, but I did get the bottom of the beard, but I didn't get the top area of the beard edge up. But anyways, you just see me spray hairspray. I ran out of spritz, so I'm using hairspray, and just hairspray the front portion of the edge up. And before I even hairsprayed, I knocked it down with a 1.5, just to make sure that I get the crispiest possible edge up possible. I just said possible twice. Anyways, the hairspray, it just helps the hair to stay down, stay together. And the 1.5 guard I use with the grain at the front edge up, just make sure everything is just is short and can be edged up nicely, and there's not a lot of overhang and whatnot. But this right here is just, you know, from the very beginning of the video, you can already see the transformation. Like, it is just amazing what you can do with a pair of clippers, the type of image you can make for somebody with a pair of clippers. But right here, I'm just edging up the vertical bar area, and I brush down and edge up. Like, you gotta constantly be using that brush, and you're gonna see me here over direct the hair right here, and kind of brush it off to the left so I can get those little flyaways right there. That's key. Always, you know, make sure that you're getting every bit of the edge if you possibly can. Over direct the hair on the vertical bars and edge that up too. So right here is where I get the bottom portion of the beard edge up. Like I said, I wasn't able to get the top portion of the beard, and just, you know, a lot of times you're gonna get into deep conversation in the shop. You know, that's a good thing, because, you know, a lot of clients, they come for the conversation, to be completely honest with you, man. Some people will stay at a barbershop that doesn't have the best haircuts, but they have the best conversation. So as a barber, you know, strive to be the most well-rounded person you can be. Conversate, make your client number one, put out them blurred fades, and I guarantee you will have clientele. A lot of clientele to stay booked, and that's the goal. But anyways, here's the haircut. You can see that complete transformation. The waves are there. He just needs to rag it up and brush it out some more, and he'll be swimming in no time. But if you're not subscribed to the channel, hit that subscribe button. If you learned something or got anything out of this video, smash that like button. Follow me on all social media at Jayblends _Instagram. You can also find me on Facebook as well. But until next time, peace.